I know you may have heard a lot about eagle attacks. If so, then tell me how much you know in the comments section down below. But before you do so, watch now while we display another 10 animals that were attacked by eagles you may have not seen before. Number 10. Monkey. This harpy eagle is about to fill its empty stomach. Look at it move its head in anticipation. The target here was the monkeys that were busy feeding across from it. It took off almost immediately, headed straight to the target. The troop of monkeys were just as keen, and when they noticed the eagle was coming their way, they started swinging from tree to tree. This was no trouble for the eagle, as it could keep its eyes on two prey at the same time. So who's it gonna be? Well, for a moment there, you might think that the eagle had missed the monkey by a whisker. But it didn't. The eagle grabbed the monkey and went ahead to slam it on the tree branch. This eagle must have been starving. It didn't waste any time digging into the monkey. Number 9. Kangaroo. This poor marsupial had its peace unceremoniously disrupted by an eagle that had launched an aerial attack on it. For an animal that can serve one of the most powerful kicks in the world, this problem would have been solved. The only issue was that the problem in question was flying and has pretty great eyesight and instinct. The kangaroo would have also wanted to run, but the fence wasn't giving it much space to get away. The good news is that the kangaroo had a few tricks up its sleeves, and it dodged the eagle constantly, going to the opposite direction, and threw a few kicks. The eagle had no choice but to abandon its mission. Number 8. Flamingo. This large group of flamingos were just gracefully enjoying the cool waters as they normally would. The calm in these waters must have taught them to know when trouble is headed their way. In this case, a giant bald eagle immediately swooped down. The flamingos tried to scatter to safety. There's not much they can do as there was barely any space between them. The eagle was pretty confident in its hunting skill, and this great number of flamingos just gave it a surety that it wouldn't miss a meal. It could have picked a flamingo from any spot, but it landed on one that had secluded itself from the group. Without any hustle, the flamingo's attempt to save itself worked against it. There were other eagles at the scene, so this may have not been the last flamingo to go down that day. Number 7. Rabbit. Rabbits are one of the most adorable creatures, and we wouldn't want them to be on this list. But we must face reality. The wild is not the coziest place. To be survival is only granted to the fittest. Camouflage goes a long way, but the white fur coat of this rabbit is not doing it any good. It made it a clear target for the eagle, which immediately launched its attack on this poor rabbit. Aware of the looming danger, the rabbit took its feet. When the eagle started flying, the rabbit started running. The rabbit's companion, who was ahead, was not going to take any chances. The speed at which they took off is evident in the dust that is being lifted off the ground. Unfortunate for this rabbit, it wasn't able to outrun the eagle, which didn't hesitate to kill it. Number 6. Octopus. A group of fishermen were treated to a mind-blowing sight of an eagle clutched between the tentacles of an octopus. You and I both know who went looking for trouble. Were it not for the help of the fishermen, this eagle would have had its last breath. It just flew to a steep rock and stood there, perhaps recounting its actions and regretting why it targeted the octopus. Number 5. Fox. One of the worst mistakes that any animal can do is to wander off alone. This fluffy fox is about to know why it was clearly minding its business in trying to match its steps to that of the trail left behind on the snow. The ever-watching eagle was also busy setting its eyes on this target. It wasn't going to waste any time. The lonely fox noticed that. It had been marked as the target. It was left with no choice but to abandon its lazy walk and run for its life. Just when the fox was picking up the pace, the eagle attacked it from the front and pinned it down. The fox attempted to bite the eagle, but its effort went down the drain as the eagle squeezed the life out of it. Number 4. Seagull. For a bird that can see things that are 1.9 miles away, I'm pretty sure it doesn't have a hard time spotting seagulls. After all, their bright colored feathers are quick to give them away. One minute they are flying with the help of their wings, and the next minute they are airlifted by the eagle's talons. Everything in the eagle's world happens so fast, we are not sure what happened next, but you can go ahead and make a wild guess. And let us know in the comments section below before we move on. Number 3, warthog. Warthogs are just famous wild pigs, and such they're not immune to all manner of predators. The eagle is not an exception. This warthog family was busy feeding when suddenly an eagle swooped down to attack them. When faced with the slightest confrontation, warthogs would rather run than fight back. Yes, they won't use their long tusks unless their feet can't carry them to safety. So they did just that. They ran. Look at them go! Unfortunately for the baby warthog, it wasn't fast enough to outrun the eagle. It was pinned to the ground and dragged with one foot. The onlookers must have gone through a roller coaster of emotions. I know I would. Number 2, raccoons. Raccoons are endowed with proficient little hands that can break into almost anything. It is no wonder that they have turned into sneaky little thieves. Their dexterous hands are all they need to keep their mouths fed. On the other hand, eagles are very territorial, and especially with their nest, they're not to attack anything that comes anywhere close to it. This raccoon didn't get the memo. It made an effort of climbing 80 feet up this tree. It wasn't climbing all the way up there for nothing. It was on a mission to steal eggs from the eagle's nest. Once it got there, Mother Eagle immediately began to attack. But this raccoon was quite adamant and really wanted those eggs. But after a few slaps from those 1-meter wings, it had to retreat. Otherwise, it would have had it worse. The male eagle also enforced security, just to make sure the raccoon wouldn't come up to the nest again. The number 1 animal on this list is surprising. I have a simple request. Before we proceed, please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. I appreciate what you've just done. Thanks a lot, and now let's continue. Number 1, lion. The lion may be the king of the jungle, but the eagle has no respect for titles. After all, it is the king of the sky. An eagle wastes no time when it comes to attacking, but this eagle gets points for patience. It perched on a tree branch watching this group of lionesses and their cubs, obviously waiting for the opportune time to carry a cub with it. The rain came and went, but this eagle was still there silently watching. Once the lionesses were on one side and the cubs on the other, the eagle felt it was time to attack the cubs. But from the ground, quite an unusual move, as eagles operate on a pick-and-go basis. No landing. This eagle decided to creep up on the cubs low and slow. But the cubs eventually noticed, so as it got closer to the cubs did what they do best, be playful and curious. They thought the eagle was there to play. But when it started to take defense, the cubs knew they were up against something else. They seemed to have learned about team hunting early enough, as each cub took turns and attacking the eagle. Lucky for them, the eagle was weak and could barely defend itself. A lioness intervened at some point, but these little cubs got themselves a snack. Thanks for watching.